So before I go into the whole like topic of this week, I need to say something to Teo. So like, I don't like blame you at all for calling me with female pronouns and stuff, just because there was absolutely zero indication on my channel to go by otherwise. So I don't blame you, dude. And I go by Gabriel in that channel. I still go by Gabriel in that channel. It's not my birth name. It's the name that when I was doing my first video on that channel, I stood up in front of my camera, said, "Hi, my name is," and then Gabriel just kind of poured out. So it's not that I'm like in the closet on that channel, it's just that I never specifically stated I was a girl, so I don't feel the need to specifically state that I'm a man, just because it's not relevant. And if people call me Arron on that channel, so be it. I still, like, what am I doing? Okay. I'm still gonna introduce myself on that channel as Gabriel, unless, like, you're speaking to me from, like, whatever. Whatever. Oh, and I'm not wearing a bow tie today. Sorry, Charles. Anyway, so on to the actual topic. Guy, I think I said this last time, but I've gone as a guy online since I was like 8 or 9, or basically since I like started being on the computer. And so that I never really thought anything about it. I don't think I even consciously like signed up as a guy, being like, oh. No, it's just like what I clicked because that's what I felt like clicking. I don't know, but that's what I always did. And so I never really knew like what like being transgender meant. I mean, and I knew from like television shows that like I guess when I was little, I had like a really weird view like of what I now know as transgender, but what I then knew as what my father like screamed at the women on television for. Because like, you know, there's those shows, there's those television shows that like have the women come out, and you know, the title of the show is "She Used to Be a Man" kind of thing. And when I was little, my dad would make really awful comments about it. And I always, that really, even when I was like really little and I didn't even know what was going on, that like really upset me. And I didn't know why at the time. I kind of get it now. Because I think like subconsciously I knew that like I was transgender, but I didn't know that there was a word to go with it. And I don't think I knew it went like both ways. I thought I didn't know that like I knew that like people who were assigned like male at birth could be actually like female, but I didn't quite comprehend that like just because I was assigned female at birth didn't mean I was a girl. So I always just kind of went with it. I was like, oh, it's just what you do. It's just how it is. So, and then recently, like, friggin' a couple of months ago, because I haven't been out that long, I kind of, like, one of my friends was talking to me, and he was talking about, like, he's genderqueer, and so, and he was, like, telling me about that, and so I started, like, doing research, just, like, what, like, transgender meant, and, like, I started calling myself, genderqueer, just because, like, I'd always kind of, like, wanted to be, like, a boy, and I'd always kind of, like, felt that, like, need to, but I didn't think it would ever be possible, and so I just kind of, like, kept it really, like, enclosed, so that kind of changed at that point. But I started calling myself genderqueer just because I was like, oh, well, I'm not the same as all the other, like, boys that I know, and I'm not, like, freaking macho and, like, want to walk outside and just, like, lift weights and show my muscles off to chicks and drink beer with the dudes and stuff. I didn't feel that I was, like, stereotypically male, so and I didn't really understand that didn't mean that I wasn't a man, so I just kind of started calling myself genderqueer, and it didn't take very long for me to realize that that was incorrect, that wasn't working, because I didn't feel any different than when I was calling myself a girl. And so then I was like, well, damn, I need to do something about this. So I went on a cruise at the beginning of the summer, and I presented as male, and I told people my name was I told people my name was Bryce, and that I was a guy, and that was it, and they were pretty cool with that. There was a time on the cruise when they were having a battle of the sexes kind of game, and like without really any hesitation or whatever, I was like called over into the guys group, and so like we were out there and we were just freaking coming up with questions and stuff, and something about like wood or something, I don't know. I should know because I'm in shop, but I don't. And so I came up with a question about Star Trek, and just random questions. I don't remember how the game actually worked. I wasn't really paying attention. But like just being totally treated as like male was probably the best. Like in my head, that was like the best. Like I felt completely correct, I guess. And I was like, well, damn. We got to get on this then. So I came back home, and I told one of my good friends, like he was the first person I told, and so like I told him, and he was pretty freaking cool about it. He was like, okay, I don't care, Arron, you're Arron now. Okay, I'm good with that. And I was like, yes. So I've pretty much been going as male now, and I've come to realize that like I can freaking wear makeup if I feel like it. Like at various times I'll just like put makeup on and take pictures. Like if you look at my Tumblr, just a couple days ago I had like blue eyeshadow on, and it was like ridiculous, and like the caption I put was like, you say this makes me less of a man, I say I'm David fucking Bowie, who the fuck are you? So I just kind of came to terms with the fact that being incredibly effeminate does not mean that I'm not a man. And so yeah, that's my story. I need to not make faces at the camera because I look slightly ridiculous. That's pretty much all I had to say. See you next week. I feel like a friggin' kids show where they're like, see you next week. Sorry.